Greetings, greetings, Capricorn. Hello, 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 Capricorns. I am back to do a reading for you. And this reading is very specific. So this reading is very specifically for you Capricorns who are in a relationship and your person has brought a third party into the relationship. Now, having said that, the other caveat here is the third party's in the middle of things and you, Capricorn, wish to stay with your person. You want to get rid of this third party and continue your relationship with your person. So, if that is you, then this is the reading for you. These are the messages for you. All right. So if you're finding yourself in a third party situation, Capricorn, and you want to leave, you don't want to be with your person, then these messages really aren't going to apply, because we're going to dig into great detail as to what's going on in your situation that you may be unaware of and how you can get that third party gone for good. All right. All of you new Capricorns, welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by today. And you returning Capricorns, thank you. Thank you for coming back. I thank you for your support. I really appreciate your presence here today. All right, Capricorn, this is a general message. So if you do find that the messages don't quite fit your situation, just know that that is all the more reason you should click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, because within the next couple of days, a message for your situation will drop and you will want to be the first to know about it. All right. All right. So we've said all that. Now let's get started. Spirit, let's get some messages on the board for my beautiful Capricorns that are in third-party situations. Let's give them some guidance so they can get this third party gone for good. All right, Capricorn, we're going to start off with, I'm going to do a spread. It's more of a general spread about the situation. And once we have that information, I'm going to dig into the detailed information by doing another spread. Okay? All right, Capricorn, let's get our messages here. Your first message comes by way of the Four of Swords, followed by the Two of Cups in the reverse, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. All right, and I'm going to clarify with my Kipper deck. So let me shuffle that up. Oh my goodness, these are flying all over the place, Capricorn. All right, bear with me here. Spirit, let's get these clarifying messages on the board for our Capricorns. All right. All right. So our first message again comes by way of the Four of Swords, and it's being clarified by the Lovers from the Kipper deck. And we're looking at the possibilities of actually whether or not this third party can be removed by you for good, right? And with this Lover's card here clarifying the Four of Swords, that's a strong yes for me. You are going to be in a situation of getting rid of this person. It's going to take you some time. That's what I'm seeing here. It's not you do something today and then tomorrow the third party's gone. It's going to be a process. And for some of you, I feel like you've been dealing with this third party in your situation for quite some time, right? And I just noticed on this Lovers card, there's like, it's a statue of the two lovers, and then there's these pigeons, right? And so it's kind of like giving me the feeling of, this has been going on for some time, some of this brush here looks overgrown. So this is not a new situation for many of you. And so it's not going to be an overnight situation to get them out. But we are going to come up with a clear strategy given to us by Spirit as to how we can actually go about that, okay? So no worries. Spirit gave the green light. Yes, this can happen. You can get rid of this person. So that's what we're going to concentrate on. So our next message here comes by way of the Two of Cups in the reverse and is being clarified by the Marriage card. Wow. So as we look at once the third party's gone, the repair that needs to happen between you and your person, right? So the Marriage card is a card of strong commitment. And then we have the Two of Cups in the reverse. So basically, it's talking about a lot of the good things in a connection, like the trust being broken. It's talking about needing to restore, of course, the trust. That's obvious. And it's talking about how, in part, Capricorn, while you're here to receive the message because you do want to get rid of this third party and you do want to continue down the road with your person, a part of you has given up on that as well, because this Two of Cups is in the reverse, which means like whatever the contents of that cup was, those cups were, it's if not all, at least in part, it's been poured out. It's been dumped out because it's in the reverse. The cups are upside down. And so, you have to deal with refilling some of those lost feelings, right? And you may need some help because I can't remember what it's called. I think it's this here. I think it's called the caduceus. It signifies medicine and medical doctor. And so you may need the help of some type of specialist as far as repairing your relationship, whether that's a coach or counselor of some sort. It may come down to that for you, because Capricorn, this really has done something to you, right? It's been a big, huge shift. It's caused a big, huge shift within you and your feelings towards your person. And even though you still have the love there that you want to continue, it's just a very different feeling from what you started out with before this third party came on the scene, okay? And I feel that. I feel that very strongly. But the Marriage card here, there has to be a total commitment on the part of both of you. And for some of you, there's going to need to be a act from your person. Your person's going to have to demonstrate their seriousness about reconciling and making things right after this third party gets out the damn way, right? So there may need to be that next level of commitment of marriage. If you're already married, there may need to be a renewal of vows, because now that the vows have been broken, there needs to be, you need to clear that away and go ahead and reestablish what the vow is and hold your person accountable to the new vows that you make with them, okay? So this is doable again, you know. It's going to take a lot of work on your part. So it's going to take work to get rid of this third party. And then it's going to take a lot of work to repair your connection. So we have the Knight of Pentacles being clarified. By the main female in the Kipper deck. And so, again, that Knight of Pentacles does speak to the timing. It speaks to, you know, this is a slow, not, I don't want to use the word slow. It's steady movement towards your goal. Okay. So it's just being consistent and steady movement towards the repair of the relationship. And then with this main female card being here, that's going to indicate many of you. That's going to represent many of you Capricorns, you feminine Capricorns. That's you, that main female. So you will be squarely in the driver's seat at the end of all of this. For those of you masculine Capricorns, you know, this is talking more about the fact that you need to be aware that your feminine is seeking control of the relationship, okay? And that may be, when we get into our next spread here, that may be displayed within the cards as far as their motivation for doing what they're doing with this third party. All right, we may see that very strongly. All right, Capricorn. So before we go into our next spread, just let me give you the warning here that this next spread is going to be very deep. We're going to dig inside your person's mind. We're going to see their thoughts regarding the third party, and we're going to see their thoughts regarding you, okay? And you have to keep in mind, a person's thoughts can differ greatly from reality. It can be the same, but it can also differ greatly, right? And the thing that I'm most concerned about, Capricorn, is the fact that this person's thoughts may trigger pain in you as you listen to some of the things that come forward. And I just want you to know, Capricorn, this is not about hurting you. I'm not doing the deep dive into their head just to dig up stuff, just to have a reading. It's necessary from the standpoint of, in order to effectively get rid of this third party, we have to know what's motivating your person. We have to know what the third party is thinking in order to get them out, right? Because we got to see where they're coming from so we can go ahead and disrupt what they're doing, right? So to have all this information is going to be valuable. If you're feeling like things are coming up that cause you pain, Capricorn, I just want you to remember to breathe and know that I'm not doing this to hurt you. I promise. I don't even want to say things that hurt you, but the fact of the matter is, I got to be straight with what I'm seeing, because first of all, I have that agreement with Spirit that I'm straightforward with the information they give me. And then secondly, it doesn't help anyone if I sugarcoat everything, because then you get watered down messages from Spirit. So we're going to get the powerful messages from Spirit. If you hear things that cause you pain, please breathe deep and know that that's not the reason that I'm doing it. I'm doing it to help you get rid of these third parties. Okay? All right, so let me get some shuffling in here. And Spirit's going to guide me as to how much shuffling I'm going to do to get our messages here on the board. And Spirit, let's get some messages on the board, as well as any warnings you have for my Capricorn. We're trying to get rid of the third party for good, Spirit, and we want direct advice. We're digging into Capricorn's person's head. And while Spirit's guiding me to continue shuffling here for a moment, Capricorn, this is a perfect opportunity for you. If you have not already clicked on the subscription button and mash that notification bell, this is the time. Please take the time now to do it. All right. All right, let's get these messages going, Spirit. All right, so we're ready to lay down our tarot here. Interesting already, right off the rip. All right. But I do see some good news as well. Okay. It's so interesting as I do these readings about the third party, like by the end of it, I'm always left wondering why the hell they even bother with a third party. It's crazy. All right. And this is no different. So, wow. We've got some messages here. Let's see. And let me just give my clarifying deck a shuffle and we'll dig into your messages, Capricorn. All right. All right, Capricorn. Your first message comes by way of the Six of Swords, followed by the Fool. And what we're looking at here is a fool, truly. Okay, so we're looking inside your person's head, inside your person's thoughts. And what I'm picking up on here in regards to why they brought this third party into the situation, into your relationship in the first place, it was some crazy shit that they, you know, it's so funny because especially feminines, right? We expect that if we are in a situation with someone, in a relationship with someone, and they do bring in a third party and cheat, we expect them to have a reason, right? We expect them to have a solid, hardcore reason as to why they're doing this, right? And we're always wanting to know what that is. And in this case, as in so many other cases that I've seen, it's made me come to realize sometimes people don't have a damn reason in the world to do it. They just freaking do it for no good reason, knowing what hangs in the balance is crushing the one that they are supposed to be the closest to, supposed to care the most about, and actually risking tearing down their whole life in connection with a person, right? And that's the case here. Like I'm seeing with this Fool card, your person really doesn't have a reason. They just, I think they engaged this person, this third party person, on a whim, right? It was just like they were somewhere and the third party was there. A conversation ensued and they just went with the flow. It was no, I don't see a premeditation per se, and I don't see like any real reason that they did it. It wasn't like they wanted, you know, they wanted an escape. With the Six of Swords, that's like the most thought out part of it. But it's still not thought out because it's like they didn't want an escape in the sense that they wanted to get away from you, Capricorn. They wanted an escape as in the same way people get high, right? People get high as a form of escapism. That's what this feels like. And maybe, you know, they were in a situation where, for some of you, where, you know, they were out somewhere partying, having a good time, and they ran across this third party person. and they thought they were cute. Not they thought the third party, they thought they themselves were cute, your person. And, they was just trying to be all cute in the moment. And then, the third party stroked their ego, and it was almost like just the same kind of effect of if you smoked some type of drug and got a high off of it. It was not anything that was planned, premeditated, done for any particular reason, not done because you did something wrong, Capricorn. They were just in a situation, knew they could do it, and initially knew they could get away with it. And then it just continued, because I get the strong feeling that, of course, once they engaged that third party kept in touch. And so they just kind of bounced along with it like the Fool, right? Getting ready. And the depiction of the Fool card in most decks is showing the Fool, a simpleton, getting ready to step off a cliff. And I just feel truly like they embodied that energy. Like they just went along with it, about to go over the damn cliff. It's just a little, not a little, it's greatly irresponsible in this case. It was not for any reason. There's no good reason, of course, to cheat. Like, the honorable thing to do is leave the connection that you're in and be single. But man, in some cases you see people in really hard times, having a really difficult relationship in hard times. And you're like, well, I know it's not right to cheat, but I kind of get it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even close to what this is, Capricorn. Like, it's ridiculous how much, I don't know. I'm really appalled by this. I just, that's the problem. But I'm not going to belabor it. All right. So the next message is coming by way of this Ten of Swords, and I'm going to pull a clarifier before I start speaking on it. Wow, and my clarifying deck's just falling all over the floor. Let me pick this up. All right, so it's being clarified by the Knight of Cups. Yeah, so, I mean, I think like any other relationship, we have the Knight of Cups here, clarifying, sorry. Like any other relationship, Capricorn, you and your person, you had your little ups and downs. You were going through some things. I could see some of you at a point were struggling with money, and that caused a lot of stress at the time that you were going through it. And some of you had some other issues that you were struggling with. Like, this may be very specific to just one or a couple of people, but I see like some of you as couples have children or a child, and there were issues maybe with the child's development, like things that like cause big stress. But it wasn't to the point where it had caused the relationship to get bad, right? It wasn't like you were doing what you were doing. You were managing, and some of you felt really stronger because you had that person, right? You have your person and what you thought was your person's support and everything. And so, again, that's why this makes no sense up here, right? But I just do see the breakdown occurring from your person's perspective, because we're looking inside your person's head. And your person is saying here with this Knight of Cups that, You know, I needed to feel like I'm something special. I needed to feel the attention of others. I needed to be in the spotlight of others and have others blowing smoke up my ass and telling me how wonderful I am. I just needed, my ego needed that boost. That's what I'm getting as what caused the, so there we have it. We were looking up here in their head, and this is in their head too, what I just pulled. But what didn't make sense here makes sense here, from, not that it's any better, but it's just, we do have a reason. They allowed their ego to get in the way. They allowed their ego to dictate their actions, and the need to have those ego strokes is why they're in this situation with this third party. Okay, so our next message is going to come by way of this Temperance card and what I'm seeing with that. So we had the Knight of Cups clarifying the last message, and interestingly that there's a cup in this figure's hand and she has 2 cups. This is the third party, and this is where this is looking at what the third party's strength is in this situation. How is the third party able to stay engaged? How are they able to have this influence with your person that keeps your person engaged? And with this Temperance card, I'm just seeing where this person, yes, your person, Capricorn, showed up in this case as the Knight. So still very immature energy. And this third party is showing up as the more mature energy. And this third party is pulling the strings behind this connection that they have with your person. They're the one that's in control, in charge. Your person's just kind of like this fool, like la 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 la, just, you know, going along with this shit. But this third party is the one that has control in the situation. They're kind of running it, and their strength that they're bringing to the table with your person is balance. The ability to ground, they have a lot of grounded energy, and your person, as a result of being around them, picks up on that, and they like it, they admire it. So this third party is using that to their advantage, the way they kind of smooth out and balance your person. I see that the 2 of them are probably doing a lot of drinking together, and you know, there may be, for a few of you even, that they're partaking in other substances. But I do see like jovial, good time, having drinks, talking, relaxing. This person feels their energy, and I'm sorry, Capricorn, because I know that this can be hurtful for some of you, but we need to examine what it is so we can dismantle it. So take a breath if you need to, Capricorn. But we are looking at a person who, you know, puts on that energy of, oh, I'm going to take care of you. And they go out of their way to do these little things that your person considers spoiling. Okay. I do feel like in some of your cases, because I'm picking up, like I picked up on the more mature energy, but I think in some of your cases as well, whether this third party is a masculine or a feminine, they're coming across with this energy of the Temperance, and they also, quite a few of them are coming across to me, Capricorn, as that they are older than your person, and some of them are older by a rather significant number of years. So there's also, in those cases, this third party is using the life experience that they have, you know, because an older person is going to have more life experience. They're using that against your person in a way that they're able to control the situation, because they they're just, you know, life experience wise, they're way ahead of your person. And so your person may not have seen some of the tactics that they're up to yet because they don't have that life experience to know. All right. Others of you, the other thing that I'm picking up on is that this third party is a very, okay, breathe, Capricorn. They have a very sexual energy, right? And they bring that to the table. They actually are probably, in a lot of your cases, they are introducing your person to a lot sexually that your person hasn't experienced before. Okay, so they're in their head in multiple ways here is what I'm seeing. Okay, so this third party is a strong presence, a strong energy, but I just want you to remember what we saw in that first mini spread that we just pulled, that you can get rid of this person, okay? So as you listen to this, don't feel defeated because you're not. You're not. All right. So our next message comes by way of the Seven of Wands in the reverse. And that is interesting. Let me pull a clarifier. Queen of Cups in the reverse. So your person does show up here with a few cups, but even though there are a couple of cups on the table, none of them are the optimal cups. Like even this Queen of Cups, yes, if she were upright, this would be a challenge for you. But it's in the reverse. And we're looking back in your person's head now, and we're looking at what their intent is with this third party, right? So the intent isn't like what is as far as the real world is concerned, but the intent is what this person, what your person's thinking. Their intentions are towards this third party. So with the Queen of Cups in reverse, it's a kind of an unstable, crazy kind of energy, to be honest. It feels really disconcerting. Like, and then the Seven of Wands in the reverse, it's kind of like they want to be carefree, but they also feel a certain amount of comfort around the fact that they can be reckless. So this really has nothing, there's no love here. The third party has Temperance, but that's not really love. Temperance in this spread is speaking to the things that I talked about, the balance, and they're older, they came across as older, they came across very sexually, which you don't always get those things with the Temperance card, but just what I was able to channel out of that card, it didn't feel like love. Like this person's doing these things with the aim of getting the pleasure that they want out of this connection with your person. They're not doing it for no reason. They're not doing it just because they're in love. They're doing it because in return, they expect certain things with your person, right? And so that's what fuels their activity towards your person. And your person is just like, your person is just trying to be like, again, it's a very reckless feeling. Like they just, it's almost a feeling, and I'll say it again, for some of you, there's an issue here with your person and substances. That's for some of you. because this feels like a very energy of like, I want to get high all the time and just spend my time carefree. And so for others of you who your person does not have that substance control issue, it's just more like, I just want to be free to be me and without any ties. That's what they're living out with that third party. But remember, that whole freedom aspect of it isn't a complete freedom, because I don't get that they're trying to leave you. And for those of you who may be in situations where you're not in contact and, you know, or your person may have ghosted you, how that reads is very different. So that reads like, if you're already in a state of separation with your person, that reads to, they want, like I was saying, they want to run like with scissors. They want to be running with scissors. They just want to be free and able to do any damn fool thing they want to do. Okay? So that's how that plays out with their intentions. Sorry, I had to take a sip here. All right, so next we have a message by way of the Ace of Cups in the reverse. And let me clarify that. Oy. The Magician in the reverse. And the Three of Wands in the reverse. So we're looking here at what it is you can do to disrupt the energy. Like, make that initial disruption to the energy between your person and the third party. Cause the beginning of the end between the two of them. And this Ace of Cups in the reverse is being clarified by the Magician in the reverse. That's what it looks like in the upright. Also being clarified by the Three of Wands. That's what it looks like in the upright. And I feel very strongly, like some of you, if you've had discussions or arguments with your person, and I just hear the words being said by some of you Capricorns towards your person, I'm not going to sit around and wait for you to figure out you want me, right? Like, I hear some version of that that's been said in the heat of arguments, probably more than once, probably multiple times in many arguments. And Spirit's really talking here about making good on that, at least from a temporary standpoint. So you're going to go ahead and do the planning that you need to do, Capricorn, in order, like for those of you who actually cohabitate with your person, you're going to go ahead and you're going to start an exit strategy, right? And know that we're not talking about a permanent exit strategy here. We're just talking about your person has to see you walk away. They can't see you in a state of waiting for them, because as long as they feel you're waiting, they're going to play around. All right. So address is, and you don't even need, from what I'm seeing from spirits, you don't even need to announce it. You don't need to tell them. You don't tell them you're making an exit strategy. You don't tell them you're leaving. They just come home one day and you're not there and your things are not there. Okay. And so, you know, like I said in the initial spread, this whole process could take some time. So if you have to sign a lease somewhere and do that, then you may need to do that, right? Because you need to play the long game here. All right. And Spirit's being very clear that you're leaving without giving them an explanation. And you're just, you know, you're going to let them soak and wallow in their own shit for a while, because that's what's going to wake them up to their commitment to you. Okay, because they're not trying to lose you in all of this, but they feel like you're there. Okay, and so that you got to do something to turn the whole situation on its head. It's kind of the unexpected thing, and we'll get more into what they expect of you in just a moment, and you'll see why I'm saying that. But those of you who don't live with your person, same principle. The longer you're sitting by arguing, spending time with them, that kind of thing, the longer they know you're waiting on them, the worse it is for you. So you kind of have to like walk away from this, and you may need to even, well, take the time, of course, to focus on yourself and the things that you want, right? But you need to kind of ghost this person's access to you, as far as they should not be able to just know what you're doing at all times. It has to become a mystery again, is what I'm seeing. And you got to be hardcore with this. All of you Capricorns, you got to be hardcore with this. You know you're not doing this to just ultimately break up the connection, but your person needs to think that that's what you're doing. All right? And you can't fold on that until, like, you can't come back home until they actually freaking leave that person. Okay? There's no working it out, moving back in. No. When that heifer is gone, then you can come back home. But you better have receipts showing that they're gone. And you better verify the receipts. All right? All right, so our next message. Let me turn on this AC. I turned it off, Capricorn, because I was so freaking cold. All right, sorry. Woo, they got me heated, huh? Okay, so your next message comes by way of the Four of Cups in the reverse. And this is talking about the third party once again. And we're going to see what kind of weakness can be exploited that person has. All right, so let's look at weaknesses that the third party has and how we're going to exploit that. Interesting. Okay, so weakness is being clarified by the Ace of Cups in the reverse. And we have the Ace of Cups already on the board. Okay. We have the Ace of Cups over here. We were just talking about it. All right. So what this is telling me, Capricorn, plain and simple, this third party does not love your person. Okay. We already discussed that. This is just further verification that they do not love your person. And, you know, this can be like complacency in some ways, but they're not even a person that's going to become complacent with the situation with your person. So if your person isn't on point, giving them the excitement, the experience, whatever that is that they want, they're not going to be wasting time with your person. So this person, your person, I should say, is coming through strongly in that your person actually thinks that they're inside this third party's head. This third party has feelings and love, and I mean, this third party creates a whole ambiance and environment in which your person just kind of sinks into currently. And so they've mistaken that good feeling for love coming from the third party. Little do they know the third party is not feeling love. It's all for show. And your person believes that that third party loves them. And even though they don't have love for the third party, they just get off on the fact that this person loves them. And again, the third party does not. So once they realize the third party does not, that's going to burst a huge ass bubble. I see her sitting in a bubble. And we know that's the sun behind her. But then it's in the reverse. It's going to burst a bubble for your person. That is going to be the beginning of the freaking end. Well, actually, this is the beginning of the end. When you exit stage right, stage left, and now they're looking closely at this person, because that's going to cause them to have this knee-jerk reaction towards the third party. Like, oh, I need you. Right? Don't be fazed by that, Capricorn, because as soon as a third party has to deal with them for any kind of real time, yeah, that's not going to go well. Even if they're spending a whole hell of a lot of time with them now, it's going to be your person's clinginess because of what happened with you leaving that's going to turn the third party completely off. They're not going to like that shit. I'm telling you. All right. Now, your person, what is it like? Okay. Obviously, if you're here in the reading, you know about the third party. Now, whether or not you've told your person that you know about the third party, if you haven't told them, and so what are they thinking if you find out? What are you going to do? Or for those of you who, you know, your person is aware that you know, what is it that they're thinking your move is going to be? What does your person think your move is going to be? Well, we have the Emperor, which talks about control. So your person expects you to go into overdrive, kind of like a hyper overdrive, and try to take control, try to lay down the law, trying to tell them what to do, when to do it, where to do it. And some of you may have, but that's exactly what they expect from you. Again, the last thing they expect is you heading out the door, taking up new residence, maybe even getting a new boyfriend or girlfriend. Oh, hell no, they don't expect that shit. But they do expect you to, they're not worried that you're going to go anywhere, because they think you're never going to give up your position with them. You're never going to give up that. So, and that's whether you're male or female. That Emperor is an energy, okay? And so, with this God of Wands, which is the King of Wands, in reverse, the thing that you possess, Capricorn, that will actually blow that third party out of the water is, I feel for many of you, you are no stranger to confrontation. Okay? You're not going to back down from a confrontation. King of Wands is a bold individual. In the upright, in the reverse, it don't matter. King of Wands is an energy that we're talking about here. So whether you're male or female, it's a bold energy. How it's directed can be different because of whether it's upright or reversed. But in the reverse, man, the King of Wands can be a real son of a bitch in the fact that they go full throttle after what they want, and God help who gets in the way, because they'll be dealing with some shit. And that's the thing that the third party, that's the thing that can really blow this third party out of the water, right? Because you, with that reverse 10 of Cups, clarifying this can really cause some emotional distress on this third party, and your lack of investing with the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, or at least looking like you're not investing by moving out and away from your person, is going to cause even more additional stress on this third party, right? And I get a really strong feeling there's going to be a confrontation between many of you and this third party. And when they get a hold of you and your full King of Wands in a reverse energy, oh, they'll go running. They don't want that shit. Temperance, this Temperance person does not want that shit. They can talk a good talk, but once you really tap into the reverse King of Wands and are like, oh, hell no, bitch. No. And let them know who's going to rule that confrontation. Yeah, they're going to run. And here's the thing. I'm not advocating any violence. I have to say that with each of these readings. I am not advocating violence, right? It's an energy. You keep that energy of that King of Wands in reverse, and no blows have to be thrown, and nothing violent has to take place. Think about Liam Neeson, the actor, and those roles that he has where he barely raises his voice and just says something to his opponent, and it's like, they're like, oh, hell no, I'm getting the hell away from this man. And that's kind of, what you need to exude. It doesn't have to be any kind of violence, fighting in the street and all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that at all. They're going to pick up on the fact that, because for those of you who have this confrontation, Capricorn, I'm not talking about a confrontation that you initiate, because I really feel for quite a few of you, this third party is going to seek you out and they are going to confront you. And I feel like it's going to happen after this, you exiting the building, because they're going to already be stressed, right? So they're going to confront you with some bullshit, right? Thinking they're cute. And then they're going to get a load of the energy that you bring to that confrontation. And they're going to be like, they're going to wish they never went there, first of all. And secondly, they're going to be like, I ain't got time for none of this shit. None of it. So again, after you make your moves, like we talked about, cut your person off, leave, let them see your ass walking out, and you don't even have to pick up your phone until they literally, hunt you down and come with receipts that they got rid of the third party. I would not, like I was saying earlier, and you probably have to rewind this and listen to it again, but they cannot have access to you all the time because it just won't work. So you can't move out and then be talking to them every day. You have to get really indifferent. Your attitude has to be one of indifference. Like, yeah, okay. Like you just lost that loving feeling. And that's a really old song. But if you know the song and you listen to it once, you'll get the feeling. It's like, it's called You Lost That Loving Feeling. I don't even remember who sang it, but it was an old song. And it's just like this indifference, like, yeah, okay, I'll take you or I'll leave you. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's an energy again. But once you make that move, your person really can't have access to you the way they were like, this confrontation goes down between you and a third party. This is, the Hermit in reverse is like, yeah, this third party isn't going to like stand their post. They're going to be like, bye Capricorn's person. It was fun while it was fun, but it's not fun no damn more. Okay? And the way you know all of this is working, because, you know, you have to have some signs that you're looking for along the way to know, to reassure yourself that you're doing the right thing. And with this 8 of Swords in the reverse, it's a very scattered mental energy. You're going to see your person literally come unhinged in a scattered kind of way. And once you see that, once you peep that, you know what you're doing is working, and you know to stay the course. Okay? Clear and simple answer. So with all of that, Spirit has a warning for you also. With this 9 of Swords, do not yourself be so in your head that you allow anxiety and stress to get the best of you. When you make this move to leave, do not be laying in bed stressed out at night. You have to get up, Capricorn, and you have to devote some of your time to some things to get that your person off your mind. Get the whole situation off your mind. You have to start, you know, investing in yourself, your self-care. You have to start getting back into some activities that you truly enjoy, that feed your soul, that fulfill you. Maybe re-engage with some friends, but not those friends that are going to tell you to go back to your person and make you feel weak. You just need to find ways to busy yourself until you start to feel calm and relaxed. Okay? It'll feel like you're just doing busy work, but it'll have the effect of calming you down. And then any other kind of self-care practices, anything that you do to de-stress on a regular anyways, those things you're just going to have to stay true to. All right? Those are your messages, Capricorn. This is doable. It is the long game. You got to be committed to win. Okay? And I wish you the best of luck. If there is anything that I can do in the way of a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Make sure before you leave out that you click that subscription button. And until next time, Capricorn, take care.